Today we're looking at this big hunk of hard rubber and poison ivy called the Pilot Custom Urushi. It's available in two colors, vermilion and the wrong choice. I bought this pin because I have hands that belong to somebody else. Other men, manlier men than me, have seen my hands and exclaimed that I should have been a boxer. While getting punched in the face for money seems like it would be more enjoyable than some of my meetings, life, alas, took me down a different course with more stock options and original teeth. All that to say, I have biggish hands and I wanted a biggish pin. I thought that I wanted the Namiki Emperor, but oh boy, that's a comically large pin. Thankfully, I waited to the DC Pin Show and got to try the Emperor and the Custom Urushi and very quickly realized this was the one for me. I paid around $1,000 in August of 2023. It's been inked up constantly for 3 months now, and I've run a few converters of ink through it. The Custom Urushi is a cartridge converter pin. Uses the Con 70, which a lot of people seem to like, but I find troublesome to clean. It's made of ebonite and covered with lacquer. It has gold and black accents and an oversized nib. Fit and finish is excellent. Every piece mates closely with every other piece. There's no gaps. Everything is exactly as it should be. Really nice work by Pilot. Traditional Urushi pins are usually lighter than their size would indicate, and the Pilot Custom Urushi is no different. Ebonite and lacquer are relatively strong and lightweight, and the filling system is also lightweight. Size-wise, we can compare it to some other large pins in my collection, first being the Pelican M1000, the Mont Blanc 146, the Pelican M800, a Narwhal Nautilus, the Lamy Safari / Vista, and just for fun, here's a Sailor Pro Gear Slim. The standout of this pin is the nib, though. It's, like I said, oversized, and Pilot calls it a number 30. I've noticed that oversized nibs tend to produce a wider line than what they're labeled, so this medium nib writes more like a Western medium than you'd expect from a Japanese nib, which often lean thinner. I thought I wanted a broad, but it ended up being a little too broad for what I was going for with this pin. But now let's compare the Pilot Custom Urushi to some other pins. First, its sibling, the Pilot Custom 823. Then the Mont Blanc 146, the Pelican M1000, and finally the Lamy Safari. I'll do some writing samples, and here's the ink I'll be using. Sailor Byakuya. On screen it shows a heavy green and pink contrast, but in person I find it to be a little more subtle. The inks in this series change color as they dry. They also have chromo shading properties. They're difficult to predict, but a lot of fun if you just want to play with your ink. Here's some gratuitous close-ups of the nib under the microscope and also the tip. And here's some slow-mo writing under the microscope. I hadn't planned to film this. I just had my camera in the wrong setting, and I didn't notice until I was in editing that I was in slow-mo. But I thought, hey, I'll leave this in, see if anyone likes it. I'll speed it up in a second, but here you go. There's a softness to the nib, perhaps some bounce, very smooth and comfortable to write with. Overall, this is just a big, solid pen, one of the stars of my collection, even though my tastes typically run towards the more outrageous colorways. I'm really just a big fan of this pen. Anyway, I'll leave you here with this ink drying and play the music. Thanks for watching.